Hi, welcome back to Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors. Today we have a new gauntlet review. First one in a series with a new knife from Blackfeather Knives. If you're a bushcrafter, you're going to want to stand by for this. Okay, so what we have today is a Blackfeather Knives bush tool. This knife is going to be based off of the original Skookum bush tool with some fairly important differences to it. So let's quit looking at me and let's look at some knives. So this knife should look pretty familiar to those of you out there that are avid bushcrafters, because this knife is patterned after the Skookum bush tool. This is going to be called the Blackfeather Bushtool, and this knife that you have in front of you here today is by no means a safe queen. This is the proof of concept knife that Joe built for himself to see if it was going to hold up to his rather high standards of use and abuse. So just prior to coming into the gauntlet, where it's going to receive its fair share of use, Joe put this thing through a pretty serious beating. So if it does not look brand new, that's because it isn't. It's been used, and it's been used hard. It's got patina on it. There are dings and dents along the spine where it's been struck with a rock to create sparks for a fire. There's a lot of wear on this knife. This design holds pretty true to the original Skookum bush tool with a few minor differences. I will bring in an actual Skookum bush tool, put them side by side so I can show you those up close and personal. But this knife is 1/8 inch thick 01 tool steel. It has a 4-inch blade and a 4.5 inch micarta handle. The handle is epoxied in place, held in place with loveless bolts, 3 of them. It has one brass lined lanyard hole here, and it has the signature steel pommel that is welded in place. This is a serious tool for a serious outdoorsman. Okay, the knife up top is my personal Skookum bush tool. That is the real deal, made by Rod Garcia, and you can see that these two knives share quite a few similarities and a couple of fairly important differences. The overall design is the same, the blade profile is the same, the blade length is the same. My Skookum is A2, or this is 01, but those are pretty minor differences. The Skookum that I have has 2 of these through holes in it, and the handle is shaped a little bit differently. I will try and show you those as best I can. The overall design is very similar. Joe's knife has a little bit more of a flare up front, making the front of these scales a little bit thicker. Other than that, they are pretty close. Joe's knife has a little bit more of a palm swell, and overall it just is a more substantial feeling handle. Now personally, I still prefer this one, probably just because I'm so used to it, but this handle feels fantastic. The other big difference, I can get them in the shot here for you, are in the tips. I'm losing my light here, so I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. You can see the tip on the Skookum, that is a very fine point. Where on the Blackfeather, still a pretty fine point, but it's just a little bit stouter. And That's one of the things that I like about the Blackfeather over the original Skookum. Now, my tip hasn't broken. I know several people who have broken the tips off of their Skookum bush tools. So I like what Joe's done with the design. I've used this knife fairly extensively already, and I can tell you that it stands up to the test. So let's stop yakking. Let's go get some wood and build a quick one-stick fire. This is a gauntlet review, so I'm going to leave a lot of the heavy-duty bushcrafty stuff to some of the other guys. Let's get going. Okay, so let's face it, it doesn't take a premium bushcraft knife to do the tasks that I just did. We did a little bit of batoning and did some feather sticking. Used that nice sharp 90-degree spine to strike a ferro rod. Nothing you haven't seen me do with other knives that aren't so bushcraft oriented. Now, like I said, I am the first stop for this knife on the gauntlet. So basically, guys, what I wanted to do today was just give you a basic introduction to this knife, give you a visual comparison with an actual Skookum bush tool, do a little bit of work with it, and then pass it on. And I am going to be counting on my fellow gauntlet members to come up with some creative ways to use this knife for some bushcraft tasks, real bushcraft tasks. So with that in mind, the first person I'm sending this to is going to be Woodcraft. Link will be down below. Make sure you go over and subscribe to his channel so that you can be notified when he puts his review of this knife up. Now, what are my personal thoughts on this? Well, if you are a subscriber to me and you've looked at the channel art that I have, you'll see that I have a Skookum bush tool actually in my channel art. I think that highly of this design. This continuously curved edge, just the size and the shape and the handle design make for one of the most remarkably controllable, easy to use bushcraft knives I've ever used. And Joe's Blackfeather Bushtool is not far off the mark. As far as blade geometry and heat treat go, he hit a home run. It's absolutely perfect. This thing cuts and performs just like my Skookum. The differences come in the handle area, and this is a more substantial handle with more of a swell up top here. And for me, it's just not quite as comfortable as my original. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. There's no hot spots, nothing like that. It's just the overall feel of the slimmer profile of the original Bushtool fits my hand better. Or, you know, maybe it's because I've owned that knife for so many years. My hand is so accustomed to it that I'm biased. That is entirely possible. But like I said, this thing's been put through the ringer before it ever even got to me. Joe beat the snot out of this thing. He batoned it. He beat the crap out of the spine with rocks to get sparks. He pounded on the pommel, carried it around, and just generally thrashed it. So, as you can see, like I said in the beginning, it is not a safe queen. This thing has already been used very hard. The edge, actually the edge right now is starting to dull a little bit. I haven't done anything to this since Joe sent it to me, and I don't think he did anything to it since he tested it. So I may or may not rehone this edge before I send it on to Ferro Woodcraft. We'll see. If not, I'm going to encourage him to touch it up and bring this edge back up to where it would be as delivered from Joe. This is a true Scandi. There's no secondary bevel, there's no convex on there. Guys, it's just a really, really super great knife. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this first look in the gauntlet of the Blackfeather Knives Bushtool. I will put links to Joe's information down below, his Facebook group, his website, all that. Just click on that, you can go straight to him. Guys, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you would do me the honor of hitting the subscribe button. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave any comments down below. If you want to follow this knife in its journey through the gauntlet, again, next stop's going to be Ferro Woodcraft, link down below. But all you really need to do is log into www.thegauntlet.tv. Look for the link for the Blackfeather Bushtool, and as gauntlet reviews are completed, they'll be posted on that site and you'll be able to follow along very easily with all of the reviewers. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all I've got for you today. So take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.